So I'm going to tell you guys what percent chance I think a bunch of these teams are going to have to win the NBA Finals this year.
Let's hear it.
All right. Lakers, 1% chance to win the NBA Finals. Thunder, 1% chance. Kings, 1.5. 76ers, 1.5. Knicks, 2%. Timberwolves, 2.5%. Might seem a little low. All those other teams fighting injuries, low expectations. The Thunder might be low as well. Timberwolves, 2.5%. Don't know if Cat's coming back. A lot of these teams above them are playing really well. Mavericks, 2.5%. Heat, 3%. Pelicans, 6%. Suns, 7%. Clippers, 8%. Bucks, 13%. Nuggets, 25%. And Celtics, 26% chance. I'm only giving the edge to the Celtics because I think they have an easier ride.
What kind of island is this? It's got mountains and the Celtics. It's like Ireland. Got the Lakers. It's got the Lakers at 1%. I mean, I'd put them higher. Like I know
The Lakers?
they're in the play-in, so I know that's kind of what kind of lowers them. But I think the Lakers have a higher shot than that. I'd put them above the Sixers, the Kings, even OKC.
Well, if Joe, the 1.5% chance is only if Joel's coming back.
Even with them out there,
No
their
way.
second round
Yes.
exit.
What have the
No
Sixers
way.
ever done? The Lakers were in the conference finals last year.
They won just as many conference finals games as the Sixers did last year.
They were there.
Didn't do anything.
I'd still put.
It
the
was
Lakers.
a close sweep, right?
It was the closest sweep in
Also,
It was a close sweep.
Your island also has some Pelicans on the outside. They're a little high too. I don't know. I mean, Zion is
I'm high on the Pelicans.
on his day, he's one of the best players in the league, but I just don't think they have like quite enough. Like CJ is a good player. Like even Ingram's like he's a borderline all-star at times, but I don't know. There's something about them. They're just not. They don't have that kind of buzz. Like they don't. I'm not seeing it with them. I'd take the Mavs over them.
That's fair.
Hell, even the Lakers.
As we
maybe.
know, the Pelicans were my dark horse.
It's a
in
big,
last
he's a
episode.
big Pelican fan, but I don't
I like
see it for them.
I buy the Pelicans. If they're healthy, I buy into them.
And
Ryan,
one
what do you
one last critique of your island. I'd swap the Nuggets and the Celtics. I'd give the slight edge to the Nuggets just because
I agree.
they were there last year. They got it done. They know how to win it. And not that the Celtics like obviously they went to the finals 2 years ago. Like they have a more than capable team of lifting their 18th.
Yeah.
But I think you got to give it to Jokic. You just got to give it to the Nuggets.
I know. For me, Celtics homer, but
Repping
Yeah.
Tatum up there.
repping Tatum and K. Porzy. Nuggets got a tough ride there. I think the Celtics until hopefully they don't run into the Heat at all. Once they run into the Bucks, that's going to really be their only like real test. The Nuggets got a lot of teams that they got to get through. And just on paper, the Celtics have a better roster than the Nuggets. The Nuggets starting five might fit together better, but the Celtics talent-wise are better. I know they haven't gotten it. They've been a little disappointing in past couple years, but they got to the finals with a much worse team than this. And the Nuggets, a lot of people are worried about Porzingis injuries. Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal have been a lot more injury-ridden than Porzingis, so all the haters of Porzingis need to stop worrying about him.
I gotta tell you, your island was decent to an extent. I will say, as a Celtics fan myself, I'd have to give the Nuggets the edge, just because in the NBA, as we know, it's the guy that gets you the championship. It's a very superstar-driven league.
Yep.
They've got the best player in the league. They've got Nikola Jokic. But as you said with the injuries, if Jamal goes down, if Porter Jr. goes down, you never know what's going to happen with Denver. And the ride is tougher, too. So I can see why they're that close in the rankings. The biggest problem that I think I had with your ranking that's going very under the radar here is the Phoenix Suns being at a 7% chance of getting to the title island. That is despicable, and that needs to be changed instantly. I think there's a chance Phoenix doesn't end up in the playoffs. I think Kevin Durant he's won 2 series since leaving Golden State with super teams at his disposal. Devin Booker had that great run to the finals, but as we know, he didn't do anything before Chris Paul showed up, and Bradley Beal's been a fraud his whole career. He's just put up empty numbers and played no defense. Plus, the rest of that roster is not filled out. You've got Grayson Allen and you've got Yusuf Nurkic. Royce O'Neal maybe here and there can give you a bucket, but other than that, that team is pretty garbage from there on out. So I think that the Suns are overrated on this title island, and I think that you got to bump up the Wolves. I think you've got to bump up the Thunder a little bit and give them a little bit of respect for being the 1 seed. Maybe even give the Mavericks another % chance, but split that 7% that Phoenix got. Take 6 of it away, give it to those 3 teams, and leave Phoenix at 0.5 to 1% on the island.
Bump up them Knicks, too. They got the better Jalen.
Hold on. The Knicks will stay at 2%.
The Knicks
until they get Julius Randle back.
You guys know the island Bikini Atoll? You ever heard of that?
Hold on. I need to address this Suns take. One, have you ever heard of Ball Ball?
I have, and he sucks. He's not a great
That's
NBA
6% of their 7.
Yeah, in all seriousness. Like you said before, the guys are the ones who get there. Kevin Durant is still a top 10 player in the NBA, depending on where you put him.
10.
Devin Booker, probably top 12. I mean, Kevin Durant's better than anyone except Luka on any of the teams under him. And
Ant's pushing him now. I will say that. Not yet. He might not be better, but he's pushing him.
Yeah.
Wouldn't quite put that yet.
No, not yet.
As a fan of both, I
yet
wouldn't quite do that.
But he's moving up.
And
there
I'm
a
assuming
little bit.
Embiid's hurt, but everyone else, I mean, actually maybe Shea. Shea might be above him, but I'm still keeping the Thunder at 1%. They're not doing anything. Chet is not going to hold up against a single center in the Western Conference in the playoffs. But the Suns, they are the team that I think matches best with Denver. They have a completely different play style than every other team in the West. And we know they took the most games last year from Denver with an injury-riddled team, no Bradley Beal. I know Bradley Beal hasn't been proven. Kind of a we'll see situation, but just because of how they match up with Denver, that's why I'm giving them the edge over a lot of these other Western Conference teams. And I really think that Kevin Durant, if he comes to play, which I'm banking on this year, I think he's going to come to play in the playoffs. And if he does, a lot of teams are going to have a lot of trouble.
We'll see if they make it.
I have a feeling I know what your quabble is going to be.
Yeah, we're the Bulls. They're at least 20%. No. But you guys have ever heard of the island Bikini Atoll? It's an island where they used to test nuclear bombs, and now everything's all messed up. The trees aren't growing correctly. The animals are all sick. It's a lot like this island. Everything's messed up and out of place. I would put the Lakers... The Suns are 7%?
Yeah.
I would flip them and the Lakers because the Suns are likely to be the 9 seed.
I don't think they will be. I think the Lakers are going to be there.
Also, where'd you put the Clippers?
8%.
They shouldn't even maybe be on this. They've been playing pretty poorly recently, and they're the Clippers.
They're the Clippers.
Like I would give the Lakers their 7% then. Like you think it's more likely.
Why the Lakers?
Because you think it's more likely Jalen Brunson's going to be Finals MVP than LeBron or AD this year.
Yes.
It's the path too. I think that's part of it. I
the
agree.
Celtics-
I agree. The Lakers
I
are
do
better,
think
but
that, yeah.
But they can't get through the Celtics and Bucks. I don't think.
I mean, how many teams? Like the West is way more difficult than the East. The Knicks.
Yeah, but we have to look at history. The Lakers have shown they got to the conference finals last year, and you have the Clippers ahead of
against
them.
the Memphis Grizzlies, who Ja Morant didn't play half the series because he fell on his face trying to do a silly dunk, and then they played the Warriors, who had just been exhausted in a 7-game series against the Kings, who are an awful matchup for the Lakers. They finally meet Denver and get
lit up.
Yeah, well, the Clippers didn't do much last year.
Were they the only sweep in the NBA in the playoffs last year? I think they were the only.
No, the Sixers swept the Nets in the first, in the first
You're
round.
right.
And in Tom's defense, like for the Clippers too, like last year, like if Kawhi stayed on the court, like that might have gone different.
I know,
And there was no Paul
but
George or
he's
Harden.
assuming health.
But that has to factor in. The Clippers haven't proven anything in years now.
Yeah,
Ever,
but-
ever,
Ever. Well, ever.
haven't ever proven
Ever.
anything.
That's fair.
So how do they have a 7x times chance to go to the finals and the Lakers do?
I mean,
Who were
Kawhi
there- who
won
were
the
close
Finals
last
MVP
year.
1 year before LeBron won his most recent one.
Yeah, but he was in a different time zone.
Yeah, on a,
On a
much,
different
on a
team,
much
though.
worse team than he is currently on.
I don't know about
don't know
that.
about that.
I would
Worst coach.
disagree.
I disagree with that.
And I would disagree
Harden's
the
not-
coach too.
You
Nick
think
Nurse
Nick
was
Nurse
a
a
great
better
coach.
coach than Ty Lue?
I
Nick
do.
Nurse was a great coach. He was doing a really
He's a
good
coach.
job
He's
out
not,
there.
he's not Ty
Well,
Lue.
Ty Lue just said they have no identity.
I don't know. Ty Lue doesn't look
In
to
an
be
interview recently.
being
He
that
said
great
they're
of a
No
coach right
identity
now.
to me just means that's just an excuse.
Well, he said
when
they're
you're
soft.
losing a lot. They are soft.
You got
So that's all I'm
Harden,
saying.
Harden
Lakers
trying
should
to
be
block
above
his own
them.
The
teammates.
Lakers are soft.
They should be above those two teams. That's all I'm saying.
No way. You think
Yes.
the Lakers have a 10% chance to win the finals this year?
It should just be higher than the Clippers or Suns. That's all. However you want to do the percentages.
Do you think it should be higher than where the Clippers?
I agree, but I don't think they should have. I'm not necessarily saying flip the odds and say give the
Yeah, just
Lakers
make it
a 7,
higher. It's
but
higher.
make them above the Clippers, and I would give the Clippers a 2% chance. I would give even the Sun, like I said, the Suns a 1 or a 2% chance. Those teams are they're doing nothing right now, and
Yeah.
honestly, with the injuries too, Beal was out a lot of the year. You never know with Kawhi and Paul George, very injury-prone players. So we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, injuries can change all of this. But like you said, I mean, it's the stars that get it done at the end of the day. My list, a lot of stars up top. And a lot of the teams that I have the stars on are playing pretty well. Some of them not so well. But that's my list. You want to give me some grades? I assume I'm not as stellar of a student as Ryan.
Not quite. I'll give you, although not. I mean, I had a couple critiques, but overall, it's not horrible. I'll give it a B.
I'll take it.
I'm gonna be a little bit more critiqueful here. I think I'm gonna give you a C or a C plus.
Don't know if critiqueful is a word, but
I'll go
we'll go with it. We're rolling.
Critiquefulness.
C, because a lot of it I think is pretty close. I just think some of it's really messed up.
I think we can agree on that.
This should be quarantined, this island.
We'll see when the playoffs come. I don't know how much LeBron we're going to be seeing in the playoffs this
I
year.
don't know how much Clippers we're going to be seeing either, or Suns.
We're going to see at least 7 games of the Clippers.
Clippers might be in the play-in by the end of this with the way they're playing.
and the Suns may
No way.
not make the playoffs. They won't make the playoffs, I'll say.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching the 4 Point Play. Feel free to like, subscribe, check out some of our other content.
Like and subscribe.